Ethiopians in the diaspora have been flocking to their homeland, and they are just making reunions at various events organized here by the Ethiopian government. And they have made discussions and consultations on various national and regional agendas, as well with the government bodies, as well as some social groups. And they have also been making donations of various kinds in Afar and Amhara regions, particularly on those areas affected by the conflict in North Ethiopia. However, Ethiopia currently needs the very support of its diaspora on recovering the economy, as well as just the reconstruction of the Amhara and Afar, as well as just Tigray regions. And this is our weekly roundtable. I'm Sintayo Tamrat Wized. And joining me here in the studio are Akalu Abraham and also Alex of Burundi, both of who are Pan-Africanists. A very warm welcome to you.
Thank you very much for being us.
Would you please just give a brief introduction of who you are?
My name is Alex Maharaja. I'm the founder of Africa Act Now and the Normal Movement member and the Pan-Africanist.
I'm Akalu Abraham. I've been working on youth empowerment, traveling all over Ethiopia, and then empowering users to be a better users in the next new generation. So that has been doing, and then the Pan-Africans. Now I'm joining the Pan-Africanist movement and working with that with my brothers from different corners of Africa.
Okay, so how is your stay here in Ethiopia?
My stay here in Ethiopia is wonderful. I love this country. Ethiopian people are good people, are welcoming people. They have a strong culture. They understand what the meaning of being African. And this country, we've never been colonized by any country. Everything in this country is totally unique.
Okay.
You come to food, the language, your alphabets, everything is totally unique. So that's why I love this country so much, and it's the example of the whole Africa at large.
Okay, so that's good. And can you just share us your experiences, just your observations of the great Ethiopian diaspora homecoming challenge, which is just made by an initiative by the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. And is there anything like this in your country, Burundi?
Well, no, I haven't seen these things, but it could be a small thing which I did not see. But this here in Ethiopia is more visible to everybody. So as I'm also involved, I've been in different meetings. We had the Royal Fine, we did fundraisings. We speak about helping people in Amhara region, Afar region, even Tigray region as well, because so many people that have been affected by this war. So as African, we should come together and support the government, because this war is not an Ethiopian war, it's an African war. So we should come together and support the government, in terms of financial and economical, because this war has drained the government so many resources. So we need peace in this country. So where there is a peace, there will be development. So we need all diaspora to come together so we can use our own energy, our finances, everything, so that we can support Ethiopian people. When we support our people, we are supporting ourselves.
Okay, well, that's good. So you're just telling me that the vibe of the Great Homecoming Challenge of the Ethiopian diaspora is a very good thing.
Yes, it is, 100%.
Okay.
I'm also involved in that as well.
So you have been just part of that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, what events were there?
Well, we did have so many conferences, like we went to Skylight Hotel. There was a meeting where we spoke about Pan-Africanists. It was a conference, which was a very good conference, where so many ambassadors were attended. A minister came, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs were there as well. Even so many diasporas were there. So we discussed so many things. We discuss about Africa coming together, helping each other, not by words only, but we need more actions than words.
Well, let me come to you, Abraham.
Sure, it's very amazing that in my, in the history of Ethiopia, I never seen such kind of homecoming event just to serve their country. It's very amazing, and it's very wonderful. We Ethiopians, we saw many things from these guys who came to Ethiopia. They helped a lot. I was with them traveling different places. Their contribution was huge. I saw it myself. They went to Amhara region. They saw many things. They already even right there, they contributed right there as well. And then this kind of movement, coming home movement, should be continued for all Africans. It must be, because we African, we have a problem. We have a lot of problems. We can talk it later on maybe. So this homecoming movement, changed the mindset of Ethiopians even. What is going on in Ethiopia? What is going on in Africa? And then all the Europeans and the US, they already a little afraid of the movement. Yeah, sure, you see, sure. I'm very happy with that, to see my brothers and sisters who came to Ethiopia. They're saying that we are there for the motherland. We are there for any help. If anything is there, we are there, they said. So that's really wonderful, and I'm very happy to see this kind of inspirational movement within the country.
Well, that's really a great point that you mentioned, and also tried to approach some diaspora members, and they told me that they are here just to give whatever their country wants from them, and some also have come with some great plans that can sustainably use the country as well as the diaspora, so that they can just contribute to their country in a very organized system. And they have also just consulted the government on this regard. They also just submitted some proposals, various proposals, so that with which the diaspora can contribute to their country, Ethiopia. Well, the role of diaspora in developing countries is immense, as witnessed in, for example, China, India, as well as Nigeria, Egypt, and so on. So what role should the diaspora, the Ethiopian diaspora community play in order, for example, at this very moment where Ethiopia expects their help at large in the revival of the economy, as well as building those infrastructures destroyed in North Ethiopia? Let me start first.
Yeah, sure. It's obvious, this is their motherland. They have nothing out of this. They've been living, out of Ethiopia for long years, maybe 40, some 30 years and something. But this is the motherland. This is their own. So I think all of them, they all are very positive for this. They are helping, and then I saw that there are forums. They are signing forums, and they are forming committees. They are forming in technology. If you take, I saw that they're already making a kind of group, and then to make it happen in the future. And then also I saw them when they're linked with different real estate, and then also with banks, and then to invest here in Ethiopia. They are buying actions, and they're investing many things in here. This is amazing. Never been before.
Sure.
So sure. The call has got a greater contribution from the Prime Minister. So it's very nice.
Yeah. Africa has got just some close to 165 million diasporas across the world, the African origins and also African descent. And this diaspora have been just sending to their countries, respective countries, about $200 billion each year with investment, diaspora investment or remittance. So this is, I think, a very huge amount to transform Africa, if that amount of money is allocated for development purposes only. And the case in Ethiopia is going to be the same. And this move of Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed should also be propagated to African countries, many of the African countries, so that they can just use their diaspora resources effectively. And let's go to the experience in Burundi.
Well, they're having that initiative as well, but it's not that big like here in Ethiopia. So we should also learn from Ethiopia. This initiative...
you have already mentioned that, but in diaspora, I mean, are there any sort of diaspora investments there? And how is just the diaspora remittance sending contributing to the development of Burundi's
Yes,
economy?
it is, because there are so many people who are in Europe, especially in Belgium and Canada. There are a group of diaspora groups where they have different associations. So each and every year, they are sending money to Burundi, you know? And Burundi needs a strong currency nowadays, because there is no dollar, as similar to here in Ethiopia. So in Africa, in order to move forward like this, we should encourage more diasporas to send more money into our countries, so that we can develop our economies in different sectors and different areas.
Well, Akalu,
yes, please.
What should be the contribution of the diaspora, particularly at this moment when Ethiopia needs more help from them, given this conditions or the factories in North Ethiopia, the war factor?
Sure. In general, Ethiopia and Africa has got a problem, obviously. You know, there's economic problem. And then when you come to Ethiopia, because of this war that we had, or still we're having it actually, so, you know, a lot of demolition was there, destruction was there. And then the diaspora by themselves, they went there, they saw it by themselves. What kind of destruction was a very painful situation. I don't know when are we going to rebuild those old things. So they are taking a great assignment, going back home, I mean, going back to their country. For that, you know, we have a problem. We saw the problem of water, shortage of water, education. Imagine education, schools, universities, and colleges. We don't have at all. It's all destroyed. Go to the health facilities, it's gone. And then if you take, you know, roads and bridges, you can take, you know, many of it, we saw that. So that is very painful. So they are taking their share to contribute in every of it. At the same time, we have a problem on the other side of Ethiopia. I mean, like the general problem. But the main problem right now we are facing is in the northern part of Ethiopia, in the Afar and Amhara region. And then, yeah, so we are already, I think they're working on that. And then I'm suggesting they have to take their share from each of it. Their calling is there. Professionally, they do have their own calling, right? Someone has got a calling on health area, someone has got a calling on, you know, technology and blah, blah. So I think they have to support with that. We need more, see?
As I traveled to North Ethiopia for coverage of some stories, I could see that a lot of infrastructure have been destroyed, and this building this might have taken a huge cost as well as just many years. And it is just destroyed within some 5 or 6 months time, particularly those in Amhara and Afar states. And I think just the diaspora have been just trying to contribute in rebuilding those infrastructure, and it is devastating, quite devastating.
As I mentioned earlier, we should come together. It's not only Ethiopian diaspora, even the friends of Ethiopians, even other African brothers who are from other countries should come together. Let us set behind our differences, okay? Let's love one another and help one another in order to move forward as a one continent. So this is our responsibility. Let us have our resources, contribute whatever we have. I cannot feel hungry when my neighbor have something. My neighbor should also help. We should help each other in order for us to move forward. We cannot say we want to unite as one when there is no love. Love is everything. In order to move forward, let's love each other, help each other, stop being greedy and corrupt. Let's embrace each other as Africans.
Okay. Well, let's move on to our next point, which is the No More movement. Ladies and gentlemen, you are just watching ETV English, our weekly edition roundtable. And I'm Sintayo Tamrat with that. And my guests today are Pan-Africanists from Ethiopia and Burundi. So how can the No More movement be strengthened to cause significant impact globally so that the voice of Africa could be heard? I think just this movement started many times previously, exactly, and interrupted, started again, interrupted, like Pan-Africanism itself. Exactly. Pan-Africanism at a certain moment took its height, and again, it's loud. And this happened several times, and maybe the same holds true for No More movement. So how can this movement now be globally strengthened and have a very good effect or impact so that Africa can voice its concerns?
That is a good question, sir. This movement, No More movement, it started as a small movement, and then it grows, now it's a global movement. So this movement, it should be supported by all Africans. It's not for one person, it's for everybody. These things concerns everybody. We should come together. Also, we should support the founders of No More movement, who's Nebiu Tesfa, Dr. Simone Tesfa Mariam, and Sister Hermela. We should give them full support because they are the one who started with this initiative. We should support them 100% because it's having huge impact in the world stage. You remember when there was a fight here in Ethiopia? This movement, they organized really everywhere in America, in Canada, Europe, Africa, everywhere around the world. It helped diffuse the tension here in Ethiopia. Sure. So we should support them 100% so that we can be able to move forward. It's good movement.
Okay.
Yes.
It's for good reason that this happened in Ethiopia. This was the chaos. And the No More movement already started in US, right? And Ethiopia is always becoming a good reason for Africa. To wake all African and the black nation as well. If we take the history of Ethiopia back in time, Emperor Haile Selassie, the Pan-Africanists, Julius Nyerere, Kwame Nkrumah, and then Patrice Lumumba and Jomo Kenyatta. If you take those our forefathers, Ethiopia was the good reason for that. You know what? Ethiopia was the one who is saying, behalf of the African brothers on the League of Nations, right? Okay. So became the good reason. Sometimes, I feel happy that God only saved Ethiopia not to be colonized and then revived all African from colonization. You see? Now also another reason the No More movement again came and they rocked all over Africa, then rocked Latin America, the South America, and the Caribbeans. You see, in Haiti, what happened in Haiti?
Yeah, sure.
2 weeks ago. This, the kind of assassination, because you are the puppet of the US, they said, the president, and then they did this. So this movement is a very strong movement. We have to support. It is everyone's movement. You see, the No More movement should be, institutionalized and then become strong and then can fight for every human nature in Mother Earth. Okay. So that should be done, as I feel. So those guys who took the initiation in US, they need respect. So we have to be with them. And there's my friend in here, my brother from Burundi, is also fighting with that. I'm also with him. We are on it. So I hope we're going to see prevailing Africa in the future.
Okay, let's just reflect on a few points because we are just running out of time. We have some 7 minutes. Who should take the lead role? The No More movement, as I mentioned, started earlier, and it was just slowed down and has become now at a reverberating stage. And who should take the lead role so that it could continue without interruption, and also be mixed with Pan-Africanism so that Pan-Africanism can be taken to the next level?
Well, this movement is well organized. So there is a plan which are coming to strengthen it,
Okay.
so it can become very, very strong. So our sisters and brothers from all African countries, they should get involved. This movement is not one person movement. It's for everybody to get involved if you want to move forward, in short.
Okay.
Yeah, it's obvious everyone should be there. But I want to, if you are running out of time, on the point of Pan-Africanism, I want to challenge the people of Africa and Ethiopia as well. For how long we Ethiopians, we Africans are going to suffer there with lack of, different problems? For how long are we there to suffer in war, killing each other? For how long in lack of education, lack of water, lack of electricity, lack of, quality health facilities and something like that? While all the resources are here. All the Europes are using your resources, our resources, and we are suffering here with, kind of leadership, the government system. They only watch the governments, the leaders of Africa, they do have their own problem, a very serious problem. They want to stay there in their comfort zone for the coming 40 years and then 30 years like that. That's not gonna work. They have to show, some kind of good, empowering the users, empowering users for the betterment of their people. They don't have to see their comfort zone. That's the problem that we have been suffering in Africa also too. So people should take, ask themselves, especially the leaders of Africa or the 56, for how long their people are suffering. Are they really watching while people are dying due to hunger? Are they really watching that their people are dying because of, lack of electricity, health facility and something like that? They have to see their problem. They don't have to see their own comfort. So that is the main problem that we're suffering. So we need to ask ourselves for how long my people are dying this way. So it's really painful. So the point of Pan-Africanism is that bringing together, working for the people, and then building the better future for the coming generation. That's the point that we need to take on.
So as you mentioned that there are a large number of African countries have been just intervened by Western countries, one forcefully and the other diplomatically and so on. So there have been just several coercive measures taken, for example, now on Ethiopia, Angola, Burkina Faso, Cuba, Iran, Venezuela, North Korea, even European countries like Russia and so on.
Yeah.
So it is just sort of a global issue. So what we need just to do is that given this, the pressure on these countries as well, the No More movement can get a global shape if strengthened. That's my point. And if there is just anything that you'd like to mention here.
No More movement, it was created to be wake-up call for the whole world, not on Africa, around the world. This No More movement is here, is not going anywhere.
Okay.
And it's going to be strengthened, it's going to be very, very strong like never before. And then even democracies in the African countries is going to be prevailed. So things are changing. You cannot just born and grow up at the same time. So things will move forward. This movement is moving like speed of light. And we don't have to wait for 2063 in order to do this, in order to unite. We should do these things now. That's why this organization called Africa acts now. We don't have to act tomorrow. We still have this energy. Those ones who proposed this 2063 agenda, most of them, they're not going to be around at that future time. So what should we wait for? Let's act now as Africans. Come together, help each other.
Thank you so much for joining our roundtable. Dear viewers, this is today's conversation of our roundtable. See you next week. Thank you for joining our roundtable.